Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda of Hotel 1v1 on Twin Beaches. And with a slight surprise, I've tried booting up that replay mod there because, well, I guess I had to get around to it. It was a bit stubborn, plus a bit concerned there might be technical issues. I remember having a lot of issues back in Companies 2 with replays. It's kind of made me, very reluctant to mess with it, but off with it anyways. Here we got an exciting match though here, so let's try it out. It is Stephenn versus Gentlefox. Most Gentlefoxes back from Companies 2, who I haven't seen in ages there, so guess he got brought in by the Tsar-in-law of Companies 3, like so many other interesting players. In the south, we got Stephenn fighting for the British for once. Typically more of an American player, has been experimenting with the British as well lately here. Taking on the role here of the 8th Infantry Division, tasked with rooting out those bloody Germans under the command of Gentlefox. Here with the 90th Panzer going to be shown here, straight into armored support here with a cartridge and start. Meanwhile, Stephenn has gone off with a double sapper start. We have yet seen a battle group. Of course, that's one thing I can do with this. I can just quickly switch between them, which is probably the reason here people want it and want me to use it. So about Baz in the background here. He wants attention and probably my hand to chew on. So, sectional wave for Stephenn, the British Empire. Cartridge sitting out here. Panzer Peony out there as well for Gentlefox. Double Panzer Peony out Cartridge. Looks like no Panzer Grenadier here. Sappers based in the south here for the British Empire. Merrily digging in. Also, apparently someone's been digging around the files and apparently found some initial UI for both replay and observer mode there. So, hopefully we're not far away from it now. Some proper stuff there. Hopefully. So we'll of course have to see about that. Hopefully there'll be some details about that in this week when they're actually going to announce how things are going to happen going forwards. Hopefully. And of course hopefully also get that June patch with the sound improvements, air improvements, and hopefully a lot of bug fixes and some balance changes. But we'll have to see. Sapling Fortis, Stephenn, a bit of multitasking and sandbag spot being laid up ahead of time. Very good. Backing forwards, and what is this? Gentlefox with a 250 half-track here into the Light Support Company. An interesting opening here from Gentlefox. There's always an interesting play in Companies too, and I really just like the name Gentlefox. It's very nice. It's like Stephenn, you know. It's just nice. No one is called Gentlefox. It would be a bad person, right? I don't know about Stephens, but you know, most Stephens I know, seem pretty nice. Except that Stephenn of Blois. Cheeky fella, that one. Anyway, section has the Panzer Pioneer. There you go, Stephenn counterattacking here towards the hill, looking to keep it in British hands for the Empire. I'm sure Stephenn's looking forward to the addition of the Australians, which are definitely in the game files. Australian sections, and I believe a light anti-tank and the 2-pounder, actually. Manned by Aussies as well. Fun fact. But no battle group yet chosen for Stephenn. We got a third section. Of course, I got the whole thing moved over here so it doesn't interfere in the south. Cartridge rushing forwards. And okay, we got here Gentlefox with a very early combat half-tracks upgrade, which was the British is an interesting choice there. They can just hard counter what he's planning possibly with just anti-tank rifles. There's always one of the reasons why DAK tends to struggle versus the British is just, you go for a lot of anti-tank rifles, and suddenly the light vehicles are a lot less impressive. So it's a bold move here by Gentlefox versus Stephenn. If someone might be able to do it, it could very well be Gentlefox. Sections here bleeding out, though, not looking great for them here. North here, Sapachan to the Panzer Pioneer. They're buffed up by the vehicle nearby with the compartments bonus. They might just be able to survive here. Stephenn remains hesitant with his battle group choice, as usual. Flanking up behind the Sappers here quite aggressively. Gentlefox rushes the hill for the fatherland. Yes, Basil. Sorry about that. He's just a very talkative. We do actually get Panzer Grenadiers out here. Okay, Gentlefox. Full of surprises, as always. And there we go. We got the 250-9 Armoured half-track Scout Cup here for Gentlefox. It's only packs a punch, and of course, Stephenn lacking any anti-tank rifles at the moment, at least. Will certainly be a bit unprepared against that. 250-9 would actually eventually replace the entire 222 series of armoured cars. as they actually perform better due to being half-track. They could actually, move off-road, whereas the 222 with just 4 wheels had rather weak performance there in the actual war. I always have to add that, because I remember that one guy when I made that fact years ago, and he was like, but they do well in-game. I was like, oh, that's a game. I'm slightly traumatized by that one for some reason. Anyways, 250 moving about then. Another fun fact is actually, once they started really pushing into this, they would actually stop producing the 250 half-track and just use 250 and half to roll for the reconnaissance units. That's another fun side fact. Yes, I know I'm going on a bit long here, but they would actually make a version of this on the 250 and half track as well, towards the very end level. When it's been caught here, Mark is roll here for death. Gentlefox rushes in here. Imagine Steam's going to go for anti-tank obviously any moment now, or a fast armored car, something else like that. We do get some tech here with the platoon command post going up. Very good. Panzer rushing in here in the south. Good as well. As for Gentlefox, what do we see next? He's closely going to be able to call in any of these groups there. In which case, he may just push, of course, for more 250-9 half tracks. We also got here superior fire drills with armored support, since obviously, if you're going to go for those, you really, want to maximize the firepower you can bring to bear with them. Longer term, you probably also want to get some more upgrades here for them so they can perform even better, because they're definitely going to run some issues fast for sure. And there you go, we do have the anti-tank rifles at the Stephenn. So far, the British forces find themselves a bit on the back foot against this rather rapid mechanized move here from Gentlefox. He can now call in this. Said he's actually gone for the fire support elements, and he goes for a Pak 38. Oh boy, oh boy. This just keeps getting more and more interesting, doesn't it? Straight down the center here, Panzer being holding up here. Up north, Sappers pursuing the Panzer Pioneer there as well. South here fixing up the 250-9. As for Stephenn, not much here. We got vehicle awareness. Potent abilities, of course, branch with good ideas for your opponent's vehicles at all times. Very powerful ability, and probably one that needs to be toned down. I don't think it should work as a just purely passive ability. It should be probably timed and with a more limited radius, because that is some really powerful information that can provide. Anti-tank off from the 250-9, doing a fair amount of damage here to the armoured car there. Sappers, anti-tank pushing up. Here we can see this not Stephenn, but Gentlefox rapidly withdrawing here, and he's actually upgraded the second 250-9 as well. So that's 2 half-tracked armoured cars out here of Gentlefox. 2 thumbs up. I do love seeing them, but it's just, well, they do tend to struggle a bit, in particular as the British in my experience, but if Gentlefox can pull it off, then yeah, it probably would be him. But I'll believe in him. Maybe he can do it. We got a second Panzer Squadron here, though, for Gentlefox versus Stephenn. Section of North in trouble. No anti-tank launch by the looks of it here. And we got the Humber out here to pursue the 250-9. That's going to get pretty prickly here. Definitely one I think favoured by the Humber. More armour. And not more health, though, but it does really pack a better gun. But they're going forward here. Maybe the 2 250-9s have a shot here. They've backed up the Pak 38 here. Yeah, as you can see, there's like a noticeable gap in how they perform against each other here. The 250-9 just gets shredded. Well, he's just not quite able to damage the Humber in return. South here, Hutchinson pushed back. Probably why the Gentlefox went for the Pak 38, of course, was to help compensate for this lack of otherwise, firepower in his armored cars. Still, though, Gentlefox really managed to leverage into some early map control here. We also got the Amazon Lake for him. Panzer gun, and he also upgraded his. Really playing in some interesting strategies from Gentlefox. Very interesting one. Got the Humber moving towards the road here. Pak 38 moving up, and oh, not quite. There we go. Good shot here. Armored car there, slightly rocket at the face of this massive shot, and we got the 250-9s. Dash 9s pushing straight into this Sappersy, and they're absolutely overwhelmed here by this mechanized push here from Gentlefox. I really like this sort of neat design there. So I'm happy to see Gentlefox being used on them. The South here mines still being laid down by the Sappers, 250-9 pushing in. What will Gentlefox do next, and what, for that matter, will Stephenn do next? Sappers here, they're being caught out in the open. That is a rapid withdrawal here in the face of so much firepower. Pop over to Stephenn to see what he's up to. Got the armoured car there being fixed up. No sign of a battle group yet here for Stephenn. Stephenn probably one of the few players I know that sort of tends to be a bit more withdrawn on his battle group choices, typically because he wants to be a bit more reactive and wait before popping in there. Others like me are much more proactive. This doesn't, I think, mean that either one is the right one. It's just more that, you know, there are multiple approaches to how to use battle groups. And it's always quite interesting to see, so, you know. Stephenn, though, responds to the heavy German armoured car presence with a heavy armoured car presence of his own, going for a second Humber. Getting everyone mentioned here, we also got the 6-pounder gun, of course, here. Panzer P&O being ripped apart by the Humber, already veterans who won. Swiftly pursuing here. Big 2 points wise, so Stephenn continues to fall a bit behind here. Gentlefox, most gentle of foxes. South here, we got the 259s going up, backed up at the Pack 38 here. Mega catching the Humber here. Pack 38 not quite ready. Mines going off the Panzer Peony here. Great mining from Stephenn. And again, just even 250-9s. The Humber just largely out of this fairly well. But the Pack 38 here might just prove to be the key. Oh, misses. Hits some grass instead and dirt. Otto, I know you don't have much respect for British engineering, but I would like you to take shooting at them seriously. And there you go. Gentlefox loses one of his 250-9 half-tracks. An extra kill there for Stephenn, and the Humber gets away. That is a rather unfortunate wreck here. Meanwhile, back in Gentlefox's base, we got the Mechanized company up here. Part of me was actually expecting, with the light support company being upgraded like that he was going to push for a fast Panzer Mech Command and Panzer IIIs here versus Stephenn. In particular, seeing like he's relying fairly aggressively on like 250-9 half tracks. He could sort of like, you know, save fuel on that, but by going for the Mechanized company, any fuel savings are, well, immediately lost. So I'm not entirely sure what Gentlefox's strategy is here. Perhaps he's not entirely sure himself, which could very well be him experimenting with the 250-9 strats here. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one to balance there. I've heard some suggestions you'll be able to build them from your light support company there as well once you make some upgrades. That could also be a good way there, but I feel like the issue is just performance-wise. They do slatter into the issue as soon as enemy armoured cars appear. They just lose a lot of value. I don't know. But still nice to see them. Stephenn going for deep flank in the south here, looking to outmaneuver the Pack 38 here. Really nice work here by Stephenn. Really aggressive here, probing his opponent. Pack 38 trying to turn around here. And here Stephenn might just be a bit too slow here. Could see the Pack 38. No, it misses again and gets white. Gentlefox is having no luck with this, is he? Plans going to pushing forwards here. We got Mark target here as well from Stephenn. Using the Humber's Veterans 1 ability for that Mark area. Nice little ability there. Thumbs up. Need to treat those Panzer Grenadier, and there you go, grenade off here. Damage in the engine, causing intense damage to the Humber. Mine goes off here. And what is this? We got a Panzer group moving up here for Gentlefox. Most Gentler Foxes rushing straight down the main road here. 250 here. There's the Humber. Panzer Peony rushing in here. Looks to want that, get that Pack 38. Can he finally get a shot off? And there we go. Humber exploded. A small winner for Gentlefox here against Stephenn. He still also controls a large part of the beach, honestly, which is actually quite good. Particularly fuel-wise, it really means Stephenn isn't quite going to get as much here as Gentlefox. Once he gets that fuel point, of course, secured. But now at least he's got the fuel on the hill, and he does hold a significant munitions advantage. Stephenn, though, continues to operate with our battle group here. Panzer Peony withdrawing here a bit. Further up north, Sappers rolling in. Troop reinforcing healing here, half-tank repairs. Will Gentlefox also seek to upgrade this one to the 250-9? And this one has actually achieved Veterancy 1. Very nice to see that. Half-pounder recaptured here. 6-pounder gun move there for Stephenn and the British Empire. Still no battle group. What it will be for Stephenn will be the Gurkhas. Will it be the tanks? Will it be the commandos and the other tanks? So many possibilities here. Sam's being ripped apart here though by the Karchitsen. Up the 250-9. The other half there, of course, could also do those repairs. And the bike is down. Stephenn striking back hard here for the British Empire, cleaving through the German lines here. The British cleaving through the French in the 17th century. The 18th. Going back to Gentlefox here for a while. We do get a Stug 3D. Also got no choices here in terms of abilities for now, at least. The Stug D will certainly be a good choice if there's all these infantry sections with anti-tank rifles. In fact, if you go for... It tends to be the typical DAK response by to infantry sections with anti-tank rifle spam. You go for the Stug D as they struggle quite a bit versus that, and the Stug D does not. Pack 38 here. Turning around to deal with that Humber, at least home to deal with it. There we go, great shot there, Humber. Definitely tilts a bit there as the 50mm armor piercing shell there punches right through. And we got the Stug 3D out for Gentlefox and the 90th Panzergrenadier Division. Panzerjägers pushing up the main road here. British forces are remaining in good control here of both beaches here and parts of the centre beach town here, giving the 90th Panzergrenadier Division there a bit of a tough thing to explain there to higher command. Stug D pushing forwards. Might want to upgrade the second half-tech with a mortar if possible. But right now he is a bit short on the munitions. Expand them on machine guns for his Panzergun dealer. Which does make sense. As for Stephenn, we do have mortar out. Stephenn, a big mortar fan. Always nice to see that. Thumbs up. Stug D, though, doesn't quite care about that. And there you go. Stephenn, 6-pounder gun here, caught in a really bad position. We got the Stug moving in. We got the Panzer moving in as well here. Good chance of the Stephenn loses an anti-tank gun to the Germans. Mine goes off, which does at least save it somewhat. Humber rushes in here in a desperate bid here to save the anti-tank crew from death by Deutschland. But it's not enough here, and the Stug D wrecks. The crew proceeds to wreck. We do get some smoke here from the Humber. Another ability does possess by it is the ability to fire off smoke rounds. It's actually not seen too commonly, but it is pretty handy. 250 rank support. We've got an aggressive ambulance play here from Gentlefox. Anti-tank's about to get wrecked here. Stephen's situation rather complicated, actually. And the section's about to get wiped out here. 250 tanks punch because there's Stugs all firing and Humber moving from the other side, getting hit by anti-tank rifles here. Really was a complex operation for Stephenn. It didn't quite pay off for him. Unfortunately, lost a section. And of course, the pack is immediately crewed by the ambulance. Good work here by Gentlefox, maintaining control here. But Stephenn, doing all this, has actually been taking up here, going for the company command post, going for the ground upgrade, and he's now got a ground down. And Gentlefox actually isn't ready for this. He's only got the Pack 38 and some anti-tank rifles versus the M3 Grant medium tank. And the pack gunners are too much snaps again. And now Stephenn unleashes his second weapon. He calls in the British Air Force, knocking out the 250 half-track and the nearby roof. Mamma mia, the British are destroying my roof! Ah, shut up. The British are destroying much more in Germany than that. Oh, this is a lucky one. Section 7's moving up here. We got the M3 Grant moving about here, rapidly looking for German targets to actually obliterate with its two guns. As an additional fun fact about the Grant tank, the British, well, I believe it's actually Canadian, try and make several tank designs based off the Grant. I believe they're known as the Ram and the Grizzly. None of them actually saw combat, but I believe it was the Ram that still saw some designs based off it, like the Kangaroo, which you know in Companies 1, for example, was actually used based off, you know, Ram tanks. Fun fact. Sabs are there being mauled as they try to charge into the German lines. Of course, this does mean that Stephenn has gone for sea and air operation. Could also mean Commandos or the Centaur. I don't know, but it does, of course, have the Grant. Mortify here in the German positions. Quick hit there. Grab the silent point here, meaning we do actually have a vehicle capture here. That is the Rapid Advance upgrade. Interesting choice here. Also, the veteran squad leaders. No tungsten, no vehicle survival package, or major repair kits. And no Panzer command. I mean, at this point, he probably wants martyrs to try and tackle these grants. We'll, of course, have to see what Gentlefox, most gentler foxes, decides to do against Stephenn. In fact, we do get the martyr flee. Even the grant, he has definitely seen some nicer days and could do with some repairs. Norfolk's for the Humber and the section. Freshly arrived. Of course, at this stage, Stephenn may want to consider commandos or foot guards instead of just pure raw sections. Another push here from the Deutsche Afrika Corps. Right on the southern victory point by the landing zone here. Right, charging forward here. Stug Panzerjägers Pack 30 moving up here. Shots fired. There you go. Great shot from Pack 30 right through the Grant's frontal armor. Panzer, they're dealing with the advancing sappers here. Anti-tank rifle fire off here. More shots fired there. Down to 2 men on the Panzerjäger, sectioning up here. Grant just blasts away. They're closing in veterans 1 here, and the ability to fire even more shots rapidly. Down at half health on the ground here, though. The assault is not going on for Stephenn, and he's forced to withdraw here before he suffers more critical losses against the Germans. Meanwhile, Gentlefox's Marder has arrived, and he's moving towards the center here. Armored car hanging back here, acting as a security vehicle now, and another 250 half-track out here. Now they call it, but this time it is the LEIG-18, the Light Infanteriegeschütz. Gentlefox here continues to surprise. Humber racing northwards. He briefly thought that was a German mine, but clearly it wasn't. Or as that Humber would have been flames, but doesn't matter. Marder takes out here Stephenn. Definitely did not see that one coming here, and Gentlefox leaves Stephenn's Humber ablaze. Somewhere in southern Italy. Less than 9 points left for Stephenn. Things are getting quite pressured for him. He will do something more drastic here versus Gentlefox and the German army here. The addition of light artillery like that could also further complicate things. Interesting enough, we're not seeing any attempt at the Panzerjäger command here. Maybe it's the Grant that is scaring here, Gentlefox. Will Stephenn ever go for another Grant? He's going for foot guards, though. Very good addition there. And we got the Pack 38 veterans warming up for the compromised armor ability. Grant, they're getting blasted, artillery firing down here close to it as well. Panzer Pioneer wiped out, though. Good kill there for Stephenn. And there we go, another airstrike here. Stephenn once more unleashing the RAF upon the Germans, mounting hit from the 6-pounder gun, and gets finished off here by rockets. Meanwhile, artillery firing the 6-pounder gun there. Panzerjägers and Panzergrenadier caught here in the British RAF's rocket strafes. Now, the actual such accuracy from aircraft was typically a lot lower than you might think. In fact, they did some, I think, analysis on, like, what knocked out German tanks in Normandy, and they found that British aircraft, and probably also American aircraft, took out less German tanks than Piats. Those didn't actually take out a lot either. I think it was like 7 and 6% respectively. So, a little fun fact there. We got the foot guards moving forward here with their Thompsons, the magazine version, and bazookas. Right, moving forwards here. And it is Veterans 1 here. You can see the Gentlefox rapidly withdrawing here. The situation getting a bit too hot on the beaches. As Stephenn unleashes the might of the Grant tank against the German lines. We do have a Stuka anti-tank loader here. Of course, Gentlefox also quite capable of calling in the Luftwaffe. North here, Ponting grab. 250 happening use as well. Then the 250-9. Light Infanteriegeschütz. And another Mardy for Gentlefox. Would appear the Gentlefox just doesn't want to go for Panther 3s. Feels like a mild shame, but considering we got 250-9s and light infantry guns and everything else, I'd say it's okay. And like, he's still been doing quite well here versus Stephenn, but the arrival of the Grant here, and of course the continued air support, does make things tougher here. But Gentlefox and the German army, there go another great shot here from the Pack 38 on the Grant. It may struggle with Humbers, but it certainly can hit that. If not, I'd certainly be questioning the even slight competency of those pack gunners if they couldn't even hit something that large. Foot guards going for the cut-off point here, looking to further mess with Gentlefox shield supply. There goes Stug deep on bombarding with machine gun and main gun. We got the 250-9 supporters. In fact, got another one out here. He's back to 2 of them. And the foot guards get absolutely ripped apart here, leaving Stephenn just 4 heavily wounded foot guards left. Punch the rest of the section, then we got the Grant moving up here once more. Veterans 1 could be popped here, perhaps shouldn't though in the face of the Pack 38 here. Almost got the 250-9, but the Grant itself does suffer intensely due to the Pack and the Marder punching very large holes into its chassis. There you go. Oh yeah, I should probably switch back to Stephenn. Got too caught up in Gentlefox's perspective. I'm still not quite used to this, by the way. I do apologise. I do apologise. We'll, of course, get better with it over time, but for now, you know. Slight slow over there. We've got a second foot guard squad out for Stephenn. Dude, I fucking stuttered. They got us marked. Oh well. Good shot then the Stug. North here we got the old blitzing up the ambulance. Again, more active use of that here by Gentlefox. Good flanker actually. Catching Stephenn a bit extended in the beaches here. Though not quite as flawless either. This Stug D does go down here. Stephenn's foot guards doing great work here. Looks at other things. And this is Pentagon here. Marder is getting knocked out here. Panzerjäger getting wiped out here. Marder going down. These are huge losses for Gentlefox. Stephenn is just going to town here on Gentlefox now. Quite painful there for Gentlefox. He's still got similar victory points, but he has just really gotten a bloody nose here from the British. Absolutely bloody nose. The Stephenn's Grant tank is steadily approaching Battery 2 here. He acted it, make use of the steady assault ability there. Constantly pushing up through the beaches, but the beaches are not a safe place for them to be, in particular not with the foot guards here, but the Grant just remains really potent with its 2 guns. At the 250-9, they're falling back up north. We'll start the second one there. So what is Gentlefox's next move? Will it be more Martyrs? Anti-tank guns? The addition of the more foot guards is also, I think, becoming a bit of a problem here for Gentlefox, as these foot guards will certainly be a big threat to both infantry and light vehicles. It does, I think, you know, put some rather additional pressure on him. And I'm not entirely sure Gentlefox intends to get out of this. But he still has a big 2-point lead, so if he's smart, he might be able to turn this around, though it does become tougher with all the losses he's been suffering here. As for Stephenn, we're not really seeing much there in terms of additional armor here. But he could actually go for second Grant soon and really put Gentlefox into a very precarious position. Quick raid up north here, though, by the 250-9s. Ripping through Stephenn's front line there. Meanwhile, Stephenn also threatening here the full control of the beaches here.
A strategic point to enemy action.
Much of the fire there, going through the foot guards there. Sections, foot guards catching the 250-9. Got the Grantling as well here. That likely will be the end of both armoured cars here, short of divine intervention here for Gentlefox. There you go. One down. And second one about to go up in flames. And that's another down. We do have some assault gunners out here for Gentlefox. Sounds look pretty rough here for the Gentlefox, though. Pretty rough. Got the southern victory point being grabbed back here. Do you think he's going to eat more Martyrs? Just do these and maybe somehow try and hold out to, like, you know, Panda Thieves. And we got what looks to be another Grant tank on the way here for Stephenn. Yes, indeed. M3 Grant. One being pushed back by the anti-tank rifles. Bit of fate to Stephenn, but he's still holding on here for the British Empire. And up north, we got the assault guns wing with MP40s. Right into the foot guards is perhaps not what they want to be running into. Still, they make their attempt, and they do get the jump reactor dropping on the models as they're a bit exposed from the rest. Oh! Pops a grenade, and Gentlefox actually walked in for the light artillery gun here, provides enough support here to still turn the tide here. Suddenly they got 2 bazookas and 1 Thompson versus 3 MP40s. So that was a bit lucky there for Gentlefox. The South Punch versus the Sappers. Betty 2 there, 6-man. Gentlefox situation though remains quite volatile. And Stephenn at this point, in particular with 2 Grant tanks up, very much feels like the favourite chap here, short of, like, you know, more divine intervention here. Right shot on the punch, Eagle's just 1 poor sod alive. Up north, the assault is about to feel the wrath of the second Grant. You could try and pop a smoke grenade, but even at that point, it's going to be too late. There we go. Grant moves up with its 30mm gun. Fun fact, they acted canister shots for the smaller gun, the top, and apparently they really like the Grant, and I suppose the M3D because of that. Little fun side note there. Because while it doesn't really have a great reputation, apparently they were generally well liked by the Western crews. Apparently some by the says well, the others again called it like a grave for like I think 7 brothers or something like that. So bit mixed, at least on the Eastern Front.
We're losing a strategic point.
Bit mixed. As for Gentlefox, we do get another martyr here, so crucial, but also crucial for Gentlefox is keeping those foot guards away from them. Got Ace Panzers the foot guards here, MD34 plus K92Ks. Armor car, or half to push back. Got the line gun, we got the pack for it about here. Gentlefox really feeling the pressure here from Stephenn though. 57 versus 362. Stephenn continues to hold here.
Training center operational. We're ready.
Back to Gentlefox.
Enemy points at 75. Repeat, 75. Get back on the gun.
We got 355 versus 57. We got Battlefield Salvage. This could actually help for Gentlefox and like take out some of these vehicles and like get some resources out of that. Perhaps we could have gone for that soon actually. He's definitely running a victory point in the face of Stephenn. Very slowly though, but it's certainly looking more and more plausible here. These foot guards definitely doing a lot of heavy lifting here for Stephenn. Mord also, of course, doing fairly decent work here for Stephenn. More light damage here to the Grant tank, Vetty too. And again, going for that steady advance ability there. Last with his main guns here. Pack 3 in the flank here, Vetty too now. Want to go for the compromise armor ability. There we go. Another great shot here. Grant taking a lot of damage. There goes second Grant appearing here. Marder. Pack 30 trying to deal with that. There we go. Good shots here. Grant tank suffering intense damage as German gunnery just punches through here. Stephenn though and the British Army, the 8th Invasion continues to enjoy great supremacy in the battlefield here. 250 after coming up here, backed up by assault grenadiers and panzer grenadiers. They got there. Grant firing away shot after shot here, looking to halt the German advance. Another great shot here though from the Pack 38 here. Almost got the Grant here to get rid of that. Really do a lot here for Gentlefox, but he needs to mind the flanks here. Almost got the 6-pounder gun. Mort being caught here. Mine goes off. And good consistent mining here from Stephenn. Thumbs up. But no, it looks like the Grant, which is by now ace level here, with 3 vehicle kills. And there we go. The RAF goes in again here. And this might just be the final nail in the coffin here for Gentlefox. We now get Crusader tanks in there. Go GG from Gentlefox. GG. Game over. Quite the match here between Gentlefox and Stephenn. A lot of back and forth here. Gentlefox strategy initially I think was quite interesting. Got a bit lucky there certainly with it, but we certainly did see the issues of the 250-9 strategies that went on. They tend to show a lot of versus light vehicles, and I think that's sort of the major issue really hold them back from being used more. They just, yeah, obviously don't want like something that doesn't kind of feel to like, you know, easily, you know, go up against the Humber, but like even 2 of them struggle against the Humber, that might arguably be a slight issue there. So, you know, it's definitely something that might need some tweaking in the future, but, you know, was still interesting to watch here. That said, I think the bigger issue for Gentlefox was probably that he went for the mechanized company when in reality he probably, like, considering he went for that, should have pushed straight ahead here for the Panzer Command and started, like, you know, going for Panzer Fleets. I think that might have helped here. Gentlefox more, of course, with Battlefield Savage and all the other stuff, but still quite an interesting match here. A lot of interesting and neat stuff going on between these 2 players, and Stephenn, of course, with British was also a delight to see. I like to see Grant tanks, and we got to see a lot of the cool stuff like the foot guards. So some really well played both sides. So hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. Also, big thanks to Andrew for donating to support the Propagandacaster with his hard-earned money, particularly in these times where I don't have to deal with YouTube monetization issues after, again, some apparently people decided they did not like me covering Company 3. So one for there. And, of course, a big thanks to my Patreon supporters for their continued and generous support of the Propagandacast. So big thanks to all those. And a big thanks to all my viewers for, you know, watching. And, of course, hope you like this with the new replay mod in there. Should keep going with it until we get, of course, something a bit more official from Rollig, hopefully. So thank you all for joining in, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.